we've got about 30 minutes has passed, and we've got a nicely cooled custard, right? And we can do a little topping here, right? Where we use the swerve, but something that I was thinking is that if you are a bacon lover and you want a little crunch, what about some pork skins, right? In the ice cream, right? So this is what it looks like after about 30 minutes of just using heavy cream and protein powder in a shaker, right? So you mix it up. You break it up so it doesn't get all those crystals and solids, right? Look at that. That's just a half hour in the freezer. I'm sure putting it on the meat was something that helped cool it faster. So this is a perfect stage. Look how creamy that is. Look how creamy that is. Turn the light on here. I just want you to see how easy this is and how we have been spending money on things. This isn't a new revelation, but it's just something to reiterate, and that is, look at how simple pizza dough is. I mean, you got flour, you got water, you know. Yeah, you have to have a little skill in raising the crust and working with it, but you don't really, do you? Got the olive oil. Well, with this, the ice cream is so simple. And you just want to, you're doing that churning aspect right here. You'd be amazed at how it softens up. So at this point, I could put a little brown sugar in there, right? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of crunch to it when it's finally done, right? And put that back in the freezer for another, not even a half hour, just about 15 minutes. It'll be frozen solid. You stir it before it gets too frozen, right? And it'll come out like a creamy ice cream, right? And then we'll focus on that. So we're going to put that where the custard just was, right? We'll see you in about 15 minutes. And I was thinking, and that's why I got this originally, is that I'd kind of like to do a nice sort of sauce over the custard, right? And maybe even, and that, man, that feels just like brown sugar. Like you would be amazed at how close to brown sugar that truly is. Let me just show that if you haven't had this before. Look at that. I mean, that dirty cup with all the coffee in there. But that is exactly like brown sugar. And supposedly there is 0 calories in here. And I think the best accompaniment with brown sugar is a little bit of this granulated sugar flavor. And I'm telling you, allulose has not yet shown its full force of revolutionizing the industry. So we're going to put that in with that, right? And what I want to do is I want to add a little bit of warm water in there and create a little sort of drip, almost like a flan, you know? So when I do oil the bottom of this and I don't put as much water in, it's obviously going to be more water, specifically table ready, right? But it's going to have that nice top on it. And if I put a little oil on the bottom, I can flip it right after it's done baking and get that perfect shape like I've shown in the past, right? But lately I've just been a complete and total heathen and I eat it right out of there. And that's really what I'm doing is I'm showing you that you can do custard, you can do ice cream, and that's all you have to eat for the whole day. And you're adhering to keto, right? So we just want to put a little tiny bit of that hot water in there, right? Little tiny bit, and then we're going to stir that around, right? We don't want it to be too watery. Doesn't take much. Add a little bit more in there so we get that nice. And what I was thinking as far as the ice cream goes is it's almost like a chitlin type flavor, right? The bacon chitlin type flavor. If you like that bacon on the ice cream, why not the crunch of the pork skin or pig skin, right? So let's see what we got here. That should be perfect. Look, thickening up. Got that nice thickness. You got that nice drizzle. Again, I may have used a tablespoon, right? And then what I like to do, right? It's adhering to the keto. And since it's still warm inside, right? Because I will then add in, let's not waste that brown sugar. I'll add in a little bit of cream. Don't want to do too much. I know in that video I showed a lot, and that day I'm like, I'm wanting this. This is kind of why I like it at an angle, because I can dig down in there and dip in the cream. We could shake that up, you know, but you get the same flavor, right? I mean, I showed you how easy it is for you to just thicken it up in a shaker. You don't even need to blend it. This is like the lazy man's way of doing all this, right? And it's delicious, it really is. And like I'm saying, you could literally do nothing but custard and ice cream in your entire day, right? And I'm going to be working on a macaroon recipe also that just involves egg whites. What I've determined is powdered egg whites will fluff up, and then we simply use what we've got here. We use the allulose, right? We use the brown sugar. But the thing that you have to understand about the allulose-based sweeteners is that they kind of turn gelatinous. So when I was cooking with, you don't get that firmness. The ice cream doesn't have the firmness, right? So in about 5 minutes, I'll be taking that ice cream out, and I'll have a nice creamy ice cream to eat later on. And I'm not real hungry today. So today it's literally custard and ice cream that I'm sticking with. No large meals. I had my large meal yesterday. I'm still full from that. Ended the day with cheese. Everything seems to work in like a 3-day cycle where you have one day where you really pack in the calories, and the next day you're not so hungry and you want to stick more, say, with like liquid type proteins. To me, you're still adhering to kind of a liquid protein protocol. There's nothing solid here, but it makes you feel like you're getting in more solid. So God bless you, and we'll talk to you soon. Rogue Beast Warrior out.